again. So now we're going to talk about some shipping. This is an area that can be really overwhelming for you if you have never shipped anything before. You're never going to go to the post office to go stand in line with your packages. We're going to do it all from home. So after we do this walkthrough, I'm going to do a stamps.com tutorial for you and show how I actually take all my information out of Bless, which is our customer point of sale system, and put it into stamps.com. So hold that thought. This is real life. Katie's going to show you our setup here while I close the doors to the washing machine, because I always do this in one take and I don't do it in multiple takes. So this is a disaster. You can see everything's always a disaster. No matter how hard you try to keep your shipping area clean, it's clean for a day and then it is a disaster again. Everybody ships a little differently. You're going to use 4 different types of mailers. Your best friend for shipping multiple things is going to be this bubble mailer right here. You order these from USPS.com. They're totally free. I get them in a box of 100 at a time. I chose, for my sake, I have a custom stamp. So I stamp all of my mailers, bubble and poly mailers and all that. You don't have to do that. That's just something I chose to do. Remember, this is your business. You be creative with it. Do the things that you love. And so for me, I love things neutral and gold. So I decided gold ink, gold tissue paper. So you're going to be having the bubble mailer right here. You're going to have a smaller 9x13 poly mailer. So here, I'll hold them up for you. So you got bubble mailer, right? You're going to have that size poly mailer. You're going to have the larger size poly mailer, which is, I believe, a 13x18, something like that. I know, there's a couple different sizes. And last but not least, you have this. This is another priority mailer. This is not to be confused with a bubble mailer. This is straight up priority mail. Bubble mailers are flat rate, so however much you jam into this bubble mailer is fine. You're going to pay by the pound. But this I still use because on the chance that I have a, let's say I have a hostess that earns a couple free things and she gets a Sarah and Amelia, I'm probably not going to be able to get that in here. So I will instead use this. It's called a Tyvek poly mailer here. So USPS for this stuff. These are called poly mailers. You can get these poly mailers off of eBay. You can get them off of Amazon. I just look around because the prices really do change and they are of different thicknesses. So this is a 2mm poly mailer. You can get a 3 or 4mm. It just means that it's a little bit thicker of a poly mailer versus thinner. That's it. So a couple different sizes to pick from. Next is the other thing. You need this. Not this one in particular. On stamps.com, they have a promo usually when you sign up for a brand new account where you can pay like an extra, I think it's like 10 or 15 bucks, and they'll send you a postage scale. That one's fine. I got this one off of Amazon. It was 12 bucks. It goes up to, 50 pounds. So there's options out for you. Don't feel like you have to buy the stamps one. You can hop on Amazon or eBay and pick one up. 12 bucks. That's it. Next would be how you're going to print your labels and what you're going to use as far as labels go. So there's 2 options. You can actually buy the Dynamo. I think it's called the Dynamo or something, whatever. You can get the label printer, which will print out. Which will print out labels that are a little bit smaller than this. So this is half a sheet. So what? 8.5 by 11, whatever half of that is. This is my label that I use. So the biggest difference between getting that smaller printer and using an existing printer that you already have. The Dynamo label printer is made just for labels. It's a thermal print, so there's no ink to mess with, but you have to buy the specially made labels that go in it. What's really nice about that is it always works. Sometimes I'm monkeying around with my printer a little bit if my Wi-Fi gets a little cranky because I'm wireless and etc. etc. It's right now when I'm recording this, I think it's like 270 bucks for that label maker. Everybody really loves it and it's really quick. That's the nice part. Here's the other thing. If you already have a printer, here's your cost saving thing. I already had a a printer. This is a toner printer. This is not an inkjet printer. That's the big difference. If you are using an inkjet, it's gonna get really, really expensive really fast. I picked this one up. Oh, there's dust on it. I picked this one up, I think it was like 190 bucks. And it's a scanner and this and that and whatever. So what I use instead of getting that label is I have these full sheet labels that I got off of Amazon. Again, Amazon's gonna be your best friend. I get them in packs of 100 and I print on both sides. You get the picture. So those are really the supplies that you're gonna need to use. Tissue paper, like I use here, that's optional. You don't have to use that. And I'm gonna show you how I actually ship a package, because I have my Cassie skirt. This needs to go out to a customer. So if I'm shipping a single item out to a customer, like a Cassie skirt. So I would take the Cassie skirt, you're gonna fold in your own way, but this is for demonstration purposes. Fold it in half, I'll fold it in half again, and a half again. So when you have a tag like this, always make sure that you try to get those tags together, and I just slip it in here so that as the fabric moves around, there's not a chance for that tag to damage anything. I like to use tissue paper. It makes everything look so much nicer when it actually goes in the package. So I wrap it up. Here's another tip for what I chose to do. Instead of just including just a business card, which can get lost, I chose to get a postcard-sized thank you note. Postcard-sized thank you note. It says thank you for your purchase. It gives them care instructions as well, which is really important. And what's nice is for them is on the back of the card, after I package this up, on the back of the card, it gives them 10% off to give to a friend. So if their friend has never ordered from me before, they get 10% off. Because I use tissue paper, stickers, guess where I got them from? Oh, you guessed it, Amazon. And I stick it on here. Now, this is what I want to be the difference between you and other consultants. I hear stories of girls not even wrapping a Cassie or anything, not even wrapping the garments in anything. They just stick them in these poly mailers and call it a day. Please don't do that. Please make sure that you are protecting your garments, because it makes, number one, it makes you look so much better as a retailer, and people's opinion of us really matters. How they perceive that we treat our business. So if you're just throwing an article of clothing in a poly mailer, please, please, please don't do that. So what I do is I not only wrap in tissue paper. Now this is a little bit more protection. Some people do put it in the poly mailer like this with a layer of tissue paper. I take it a step further. When LuLaRoe sends you a shipment, they send you these plastic bags. These plastic bags are worth, I think, $1/4 a piece. They are expensive, they are thick, and they are really nice. Do not throw these bags away. These are different than a thin plastic tight bag, almost kind of what the leggings come in. This is super thin. You'll find some garments get wrapped in this, but if it has a zipper, keep that sucker because it is expensive. So wrap it in tissue paper. I then stick it inside the plastic bag, zip it up, and then from there it goes into the poly mailer. If something were to happen and this poly mailer were to get ripped, I have a plastic bag for it, like as a backup. If the plastic bag gets ripped, I have tissue paper in there, which isn't really going to help a ton, but those extra layers of protection. If you were to get a package for me wrapped in tissue paper, wrapped in a bag, inside a poly mailer, that shows that I care. That shows that you, the consultant, took the time and the effort to make sure that their article of clothing got to them quickly. So you can choose to do tissue paper if you want. You don't have to get gold tissue paper. You can get whatever color you want. Some people don't do tissue paper. Some people just use a plastic bag. Some people, if I run out of these plastic bags, I will double up on a poly mailer. I'll wrap everything in tissue paper, put it in one poly mailer, stick it in a second, and then I still get double protection. So that's how I choose to do my shipping. Other than that, we're going to move on to the stamps.com tutorial. And again, if you have any questions, please reach out to your sponsor or comment on this video. It is really important that you guys are utilizing your sponsors for information, for their input. But this business is also built on the back of really being industrious and taking charge and going out there and finding information for yourself. So I hope this was helpful, and I'll chat with you guys soon.